Okay, yeah, that dryer. When I heard that, I was like, "What the heck is that? A dryer?" And then you confirmed it. Yes, it was a dryer. God damn. Yeah, that definitely can be distracting. Um, with a couple things to talk about here. With number one, it at the faster speeds, it did sound like you were behind, so you're going a little bit too slow there. So what we're gonna do is work on getting that polished up. So we have all these quarter notes happening at the end of the bar. So basically, you do like the four notes phrase or the four note group, and you're about to start what the next four notes is going to be, but you pause. So you hit that quarter note there. So this way, hopefully, you can feel it better and make sure that the timing is improved. With the hammer-ons and pull-offs, I actually noticed a technique thing for the first time where you're doing a lot of hammer-ons from nothing, meaning you basically just kind of throw your finger down instead of actually doing a pull off. And I'll talk about that when we get there. And muting issues. There's a lot of string noise that's definitely coming through right now. I've heard it sometimes before, and I often wondered, is it just because you use a lot of distortion, or is it really just a muting thing? It is a muting thing. So we're going to talk about that too. And if I do forget, there is a video that I want to link to you or share with you. And let me see, it is called, just in case, where the heck did it go? It's called How to Mute Guitar Strings to Play Cleaner. So yeah, How to Mute Guitar Strings to Play Cleaner. That's going to be the name of the video. But hopefully I remember to actually attach it to the Z or send it in the email. All right, so let's go over this first, and then we'll get into muting and all that stuff. All right, so metronome, count of three. 1, 2, volume, there we go. 1, 2, 3. 1. Wait a minute. Was I on 55? Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. One, two, 1, 2, 3. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So number 2. All right. So with the pull-offs. Now, when it came to number 3, it was fine. You actually did well because like when you have like a hammer-on pull-off of one string, you keep your index finger down, which is good. And then I think like with other things, like if you were to do something like that, where you do your hammer-ons into pull-offs, it looks good. But with the newer thing, like when you go, let's say, down like that, or just all pull-offs, you're doing this. Those are not pull-offs. That's just doing a hammer-on from nothing. You're basically playing it like a piano. and you're just throwing your finger down. Whatever you're going to pull off to needs to be down in advance. So you have to pull off to the notes. Now, with a bunch of distortion and compression, yeah, you can absolutely get notes to come through. However, you will lose speed, and it just makes it way harder to produce the notes. So you got to make sure that those fingers are down in advance. The other thing is really coming through. The way you position your pick, you are too far to the right. So when you're playing on these higher pitched strings, like when you're running through the other thing, like, see if you can hear this. Hear all that stuff ringing out? Now it's gone. So all that string vibration stuff should not be happening. So we got to get you to no longer keep your hand over here, even if it's like kind of over here. Like, a lot of times people will think like, okay, I want to be ready for palm mute stuff, and then what they end up doing is still have all this stuff ringing out. So what I want you to do, very important here, you got to move your hand over so you're picking directly over the neck pickup. Not here, not close to it, directly on top of it. It needs to be over the neck pickup. And then some people, what they end up doing is, they'll start trying to play and they'll have their hand like this. They're like, oh, well, I'm muting the string, so this doesn't work. Well, if that happens, you need to adjust your arm a bit to get your arm out of the way of the strings, because it can absolutely be played just fine. In fact, it needs to be like that in order to have a nice, clean performance. So, in that video I mentioned, the muting, that's going to show good close-ups and angles on the whole muting idea to make sure you can see and hear everything the way the muting should be done, so you get the best performance. So, move that picking hand over here to be over the neck pickup. Not over here anymore. We got to move it over here. And anytime you hear any unwanted noise like that, you got to address it immediately. And at first, it's going to take a while because, you're going to be in the habit of holding it over here. You're going to be in that habit. So if you could leave like a note on whatever you use to practice, like maybe your laptop, like pick over neck pickup, over the neck pickup or something like that. So you're just like, yep, over here, over here, over here, bring it over there. Very important. So this way you get used to how it should be heard, and you can replicate that over and over again. So, hand over here. So for this, we're doing setting the hand up for proper pull-offs. So you got your pick, hammer, hammer. By the time you hit that third note, you should have 3 fingers on the fretboard. And then pick, pull off, pull off. So you are plucking the string, literally plucking the string as you do your pull off. So pick, hammer, hammer. And now you're set up for the pull offs. Pick, pull off, pull off. Pick, hammer, hammer. Pick, pull off, pull off. So that's the idea for this one. Okay. So let's give that a go. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. One, two, three, 4. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this next one, very similar. Similar because we're going to have the hammer-ons first and then the pull-offs. And so the idea with doing like numbers 2 and 3 here is to get you, hopefully, get you used to having the fingers down in advance for those pull-offs. So you just drill this, drill it, drill it, drill it, and then hopefully, when we start changing strings, doing all pull-offs, then your hand is going to do what it needs to do to get the best performance. All right, so you just pick and then you hammer, hammer, pull off, pull off. Just one motion there. Remember, after you hammer on, keep that finger down. So this way you can pull off back to it. 1, 2, 3. Pick over the neck pickup. Neck pickup. One, 2, 3. One, 2, 1, 2, 3. 241. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right. So any questions come up with this stuff, let me know. And I'll see you again in your new videos.